We can't talk about writing for a target audience without discussing who that target audience is. How do you even know what information your target audience will want from you? The easiest way to know is to look at job ads. No doubt you've looked at dozens of job ads for the industry you're hoping to work in, and you've probably noticed that there is a fair amount of crossover in terms of the skills they are looking for. This is your first helpful clue when it comes to considering how to craft your video resume script. It's important to keep in mind that job ads are wish lists, meaning employers don't often expect you to have every single one of the qualifications before applying. But what would be helpful is to go through several job ads and make note of common keywords and required qualifications. For example, if you notice that working knowledge of a specific software program is frequently mentioned in job ads, you may want to incorporate your skills with this software into your video resume. Even better, you may want to demonstrate your abilities in your video resume, providing proof of your skills. Even if you don't have paid experience using a software program or a type of machinery, but you have learned how to use it in school, it's still valid and may be valuable information to share. In some cases, the wording in job ads can help you with writing your script. For example, in a video resume I created for my son, the company had asked applicants to share what their favorite motorcycle was. He was applying to a retail store that sold motorcycles. So at the beginning of his video, he answered that question. His response to this question created the storyline for his video resume, in which he expanded on his knowledge and experience with motorcycles. Interestingly, for his video resume, we simply used B-roll of existing video footage related to motorcycles and his interests, and he did a voiceover of the script. Would you believe he got a call for an interview only 2.5 hours after he submitted his video resume? The manager said that they were so impressed with the video, they just had to invite him in for an interview. Another idea to consider would be to research typical job interview questions for the position you're applying for and incorporate your answer to the question in your video resume. There are different types of interview questions. For example, you may be asked a situational question. What would you do if? Here, you might take information from the intentions section of your 7 Strategies workbook. Or you may be asked a behavioral type question. Tell me about a time when you... Here you might draw from your responses to the initiative or impact sections of your 7 Strategies workbook. Whichever points you choose to highlight, it's important to do this research in advance of writing your script and recording your video. Now that you've been introduced to a handful of different ways to approach writing your video resume script, you'll see that there is no one right way to write it. It's a personal choice and, again, will depend on your target audience. Research job postings and make note of common keywords and qualifications. Also, research typical interview questions for the position you're applying for and see if you can learn the best responses to these questions. You may even want to contact someone you know in the industry to ask their opinion about how best to respond to certain questions. Consider ways you can highlight your skills in the desired areas or even demonstrate them in your video resume.